I'm Monica Price and welcome to Cuppa TV. On today's show I have two guys who describe themselves as fun, friendly lads who don't take themselves too seriously and who are proud of Birmingham. We welcome Foxy and Guiliano from Free Radio. Also today, keeping with the music theme, we welcome Jenny Belcher from Boogie Bounce, who will be taking us through a fabulous new way to keep fit with music. My first guests are a couple of guys who work together, and you may wake up to them every weekday morning if you tune into their show. A bit like Ant and Dec, they come as a package. Let's welcome Foxy and Guiliano to Cuppa TV. Hi guys, welcome. Thanks so much for coming on Cuppa TV.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to Cuppa TV. How are you both?
Very well. Nothing like Ant and Dec.
Actually, yeah, see, I had to do that because I thought I've not seen you do anything that's not together.
If
do you see yourself as Ant and Dec?
No, because they're talented.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're a very, very pale, watered-down version of Ant and Dec.
Oh, and do you always work together?
I've worked with Foxy now for what, 8 years, 9 years?
Eight long, happy years of my life.
I used to read the news for him. I was a journalist originally, yeah.
Really?
He used to work with someone more talented than me, but they left and he got stuck with me.
So, Foxy, let's start with you.
Yes.
So, what's your first name?
John Daniel Fox.
Yeah, I didn't know that actually. I just call you Foxy until I did my research.
Someone once asked me, where'd you get your name Foxy from? And I'm like, what's my surname? Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's nothing more taxing than that.
And how long have you been together at Free Radio?
We've been at Free for
5 years now.
5 years.
5 years. Always doing the weekday show?
When we originally moved to Birmingham, we started Drive Time.
Yeah.
And then we were given the amazing opportunity, because obviously the radio station's huge. To do the breakfast show, and we were over the moon and a little bit shocked that they asked us, actually, to be honest. But yeah, we've been doing breakfast for about 3 or 4 years now, I think.
No, it's a real privilege. Like when we worked at previous, when you work in radio, there's certain radio stations you sort of keep an eye on and look at, and Free's one of those big city stations, and we were surprised when we got given the gig, weren't we? I was anyway.
Yeah. And how many listeners do you have?
3.
That's us then.
Yeah, just us.
Just us. That's
One of them's pregnant though, so we're hoping for 4 in the next 9 months. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what did you do before? Have you always been into radio?
Yeah, I wanted to. Came out of university and I trained as a journalist, so I wanted to be like John Simpson, going around the world, and my career went in a slightly different path to that. And no, I just started off reading the news. I was making tea in a radio station, and it was like there was like 3 people working there, and so when someone was off sick, they asked if I wanted to read the news. The first time I read the news, I was working in a call centre in Amazon. It was in Slough, and I bunked off for a week, and I read the news, and I realised that I was working at a really tin pot station, because an entire week on breakfast reading the news, and nobody knew that I wasn't off sick, that I'd been reading the news. Nobody listened.
That's a bit sad, isn't it, really?
It is, yeah.
And then did you get to travel doing that at all?
Well, around Slough I did, yeah.
Oh, was
I was
that
on
it?
all the big news stories around Slough.
Oh,
no,
so
I wanted to be, I genuinely wanted to be a war reporter, and so...
So you moved to Slough?
So I moved to Slough.
Good start, kids.
No, I'm not here to slate Slough. No, and so you just start off trying to read the news anywhere you can get a gig. You'll do anything for free, just get a gig anywhere, and then you get into commercial radio, and then another gig came up, and that was where I met John.
And then how did you meet? How did you two meet?
So I worked at a radio station in Reading, which is not too far from Warzone Slough. And as Guiliano said, he was reading my news, and the guy I was working with moved on to write for a newspaper, and we just naturally ended up working together.
And why do you think it works? Because it does work.
We've got a very unique thing, whereas other breakfast shows in the country, there are very few breakfast shows where the people actually get on. You know, what companies normally do is try and marry 2 people together, and actually, when the microphones are off, they don't speak. Whereas myself and Guiliano, are we still best friends? Like, we do get on really well, don't we?
Sometimes.
So you are a bit like
I annoy him. I know I annoy him.
Well,
I feel this is the perfect platform to talk about what it is that I do.
Marital problems.
Yeah, you're on the couch.
Yes, I feel like I should be, discussing with you your marital problems.
Foxy worries that he annoys me way more than he actually does. He doesn't annoy me.
But we do get on. You know,
we do.
I think that's really important, don't you? As when you're working with somebody. I mean, because you are known, you know, as the radio version of Anti-Dick.
No, but I spend more time with him than I do with my wife.
Yeah. Yeah,
Not she really
not
annoys
in similar
me.
ways, by the way. We have never kissed.
We have cuddled occasionally.
I do like a cuddle, actually.
Yeah, John. So he does like a cuddle.
Everybody likes a cuddle,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's fine. But do you find that when you're working together, do you just bounce off each other? Is there any scripts at all, or you just...
Again, it's very rare. We have no scripts whatsoever.
We can't read scripts properly. That's the truth.
We can read.
We can read, but reading the script is a real art to it. And but that's being an actor. And quite frankly, we're not that good. But we can have a chat and we can have a laugh. And I think you can tell, listen to the radio when people are reading off a script, unless they're very, very good.
Yes.
It's a hard thing to do well.
Yeah. Because you've got that natural. I think it's natural, isn't it? If you're just chatting, it'll come over naturally.
That's what we try and do. We don't always succeed. It's not always brilliant, but we do our best. Yeah.
So what's the best part of your job? I'll ask you, Foxy, first. What's the best part of it?
Last Thursday, that's the best part of our job.
What happened?
What we did on Thursday.
What did we do?
We went
What did you
out
do?
dressed as Batman and
Oh,
Robin.
I was going to ask you about that with
Of course,
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So there's a chap going by the name of Brum Spider-Man. Look him up on Twitter if you haven't seen him already.
Brum Spider-Man, in case you misheard that.
Yeah.
Because you'll get very different things on Google search.
Yeah, you've got to be careful on Twitter, haven't you? And for the last few weeks, and we genuinely don't know his identity, he gets dressed up as Spider-Man and he goes out and he feeds the homeless around Birmingham city centre. So we heard about this and we said, you know, we wanted to promote what he's doing because that's a good thing, but we said, we'll come out with you, but only if we can dress up as Batman and Robin.
Fantastic.
And then we wanted the Only Fools and Horses yellow Robin Reliant
Oh, yes.
Trotters Independent
Of course,
Traders
because
van.
of that famous...
That
When
famous-
they did it, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So last Thursday night, we rocked up at the car park at St Andrews. The security guard came out and said, what the hell's going on? Because of Spider-Man, Batman and Robin all standing in the car park. And we recreated that scene, and then
Oh,
so that
how
was a bit of fun.
fantastic.
And then we went out, and we got some sandwiches which people had donated, and we went out and we helped out a little bit. And hopefully, the point of it,
Yes.
look, we like to have a laugh, but actually, it's a serious
I
point.
was going to say.
He's
very
doing a good
serious.
thing, and
was,
he's trying to raise some serious issues.
It was very humbling when we had bags and bags of sandwiches, and a homeless couple, man and wife, came up, and we offered them more than one sandwich, and he said, no, I just want to take one because otherwise we're taking food from other homeless people. I was like, blimey, I would just be in that bag and eating those
Yeah.
pastries, but yeah, he just took the one sandwich.
Did you know, this is something that we learned and we were completely ignorant to. So a lot of them, they if they've got the money together, they stay in a hostel for a couple of nights, and it costs 27 quid.
That's just...
Well, I thought that was staggering because as someone
I
pointed
knew
out
it was
to us,
about that price.
If you-
I thought it was
did-
free, but yeah.
Yeah.
if you
no,
book
I-
early, you could actually get a travel lodge for cheaper than
Yes.
that. And
It is a crazy thing, isn't it? If you think about it.
You know, so it's such, as if their circumstances weren't tough enough already. You know, so he's doing a good thing, Brum
is.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and if you can help him out, do it.
Fantastic. So who was Batman and who's Robin?
I was, of course, Batman.
There was no negotiation.
Yeah, there was no discussion.
negotiation.
No.
He would never let me be Batman.
Now you, Foxy, I understand are going to get teamed up with Dee Kelly, who's also been on Cuppa TV.
All right.
Because you're trying to lose weight for your honeymoon, is that
I
right?
am, yes. I'm very unhappy being fat, and I blame my daughter Rosie, who's 2 years old, because since she was born, I've just not had time to do anything but eat cake. So I've got gradually fatter. Yeah, so White D was on the show, and it was an incentive which you'd organised.
Yeah.
We knew he wanted to lose weight, and we saw that Dee was, well, I think since November, she had, at the time, this
She
is about a
lost
month
an
ago,
awful amount of
3
weight.
stone, and she's probably lost
Amazing.
more since
Yeah.
then.
She looked amazing when she came on the show.
Yeah, and so we said, look, if you can lose, your target's what, about 2 stone you've got to lose. If you can hit your target, we'll make a fitness DVD with White D. And a lot of people sort of looked at us and think it's, I don't know if they think it's a wind-up or if they think it's just ridiculous, but it's going to happen.
But you're going to do it. You are going to do it.
Well, if he hits the target weight, you've lost...
What's your target weight?
I've got to get down to 16.
16 stone.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm unfortunate in my build, I'm very muscular.
But then, you know...
So I carry a lot of weight through muscle. But I just need to lose the stomach, yeah.
Who's laughing? Why is he laughing?
I don't know.
It's just, is that what you have
I'm
to
surprised he
offer?
hasn't shown you his biceps yet, that's all.
We'll do that off air.
So what's the target? 10 weeks' time?
10 weeks, down to 16. How nice is White D as well?
Yeah,
D.
she is. She's lovely.
It was
Yeah.
funny, we had some friends over the weekend, and then they'd come up from London, and it was interesting the divide between people's opinion of Dee.
Yeah. So I think when she came on Cuppa TV, I think she dispelled a lot of people's opinions of her, which I think is really great, you know, because, again, people always form opinions of people, don't they? And
well, I did.
You know.
I watched Benefit Street, and I thought one particular thing, and it isn't, I mean, it's difficult for her, because unless she's going to meet, you know, 20 million people who are all writing on the Daily Mail website, writing those nasty comments that they do, unless you meet her, unless you know the whole story, yeah, it's difficult to get to know the real person.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right, guys. Well, we've got to leave it there. We'll have you back on the show, and you can tell us all about it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But guys, thank you so much.
Thank
Lovely
you.
to meet you both.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we're going to take a quick break now. So come back and see us again in a minute. Welcome back to Cuppa TV. Okay, I hope you're ready to get moving, because I'm now joined by Jenny and Emily from a company called Boogie Bounce, a new fitness craze that is sweeping the UK. It's a mixture of high energy music and involves a lot of bouncing. Please welcome Jenny and Emily to the show. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome. And we have this over here to our right, so we'll talk about that in a moment. But Jenny, first of all, you're the owner of the company. This is your dream. So Jenny, how did you come about discovering this Boogie Bounce? What happened?
Well, it all evolved 20 years ago when I was desperate to find an exercise that I could do that didn't damage my knee and my hip. I'd had a little riding accident many years ago, and I was just, any floor aerobics really struggled with. My knee swelled up and one thing and another. So I saw an article one day, read the amazing benefits that bouncing does, so I thought, right, I'm going to get one. Got a little trampoline in the house. And it all evolved from there.
Fantastic.
I started running classes in my local area. Just started with a few trampolines. Thought, just do a little advert. And people, all walks of life, came from everywhere, desperate to jump on.
Really?
Grannies to kiddies to everybody. And I ran classes for 17 years.
Oh, fantastic. So we've been going for 17 years. And Emily, when did you get involved?
About 2 months ago.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
so you're new to it.
Yeah.
So again, what's it done to you as far as, you know, your body's concerned? I mean, you're looking very beautiful here today. But have you noticed any difference since you've been doing it?
Definitely. I'm a dancer myself.
Right.
I go to a dance college in Birmingham, so to keep that extra bit of fitness for me helps me so much with dancing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, really notice like my stamina mainly and my core.
And would you say, like you've said, it's for all ages, and is it something that all ages can do?
It is, absolutely. I've had 8-year-olds and 80-year-olds in the same class. The little ones do it at their ability, and the older ones just bounce around and do what they fancy.
Now, why do you think it's been so popular, Jenny? Did you anticipate it being so popular?
Well, it all became popular about 2 years ago. I had a rather nasty accident and smashed my knee, and completely lost all the ligaments in there, and was told that I wouldn't exercise again and that I'd have to have knee reconstruction. So I developed a programme with the handle because I needed that stability, and I then took it forward from there. A YouTube clip went out exactly the same time of people bouncing around on trampolines, having an amazing fun to real fun, funky music, which is exactly what we do.
Yeah, that's what you do.
And I developed the programme then with my own rehab in mind, and it just went absolutely mad all over the country. Everybody's jumping on them thinking, wow, this is fantastic.
And why do you think that is? Is it because it's a simple exercise to do? But why? Why has it become so popular?
Because it's like being a child again. You just want to get on there and bounce. You
Well,
just
I mean,
love it.
I've looked at them, and it reminds me of the toddler trampolines that you have.
That's it.
You know, which, you know, they have a little bar. So was that where you got the kind of design from?
Yeah,
Is that what you were
absolutely.
thinking?
Well, my children first started jumping on when they were very small. They were having great fun, and the smiles and the enjoyment and the laughter. And I find a lot of disciplines lately don't allow you to have that fun. You've had a hard day at work. All you want to do is come home and sit down, really, and not go to exercise. Let's face it, most people struggle to do that.
Yeah.
But to come to a class where it's, you know, the endorphins are racing round, you've got great music, disco. It's like being at a disco on a trampoline without the impact.
I think music really does. Would you say that, Emily? Does it have a real benefit when you're exercising?
Yeah, I mean, because you got like so many different ages in your class, you can pick your song to suit your audience for like your ages. So you can have like really like old music for the older people, or you can have like new music for the for like the younger people.
Which is great though, isn't it? And what do your friends do it as well, Emily?
Yeah, literally all my friends at college, they all come to my classes.
Oh, fantastic. So you run your own class as well?
Yeah.
So that's brilliant. I mean, how does that work then, Jenny? Do people come to you? Tell us about how it works. So
basically we get instructors all around the country and they come for a one-day training. We give them all the equipment they need, and off they go and teach it out there. And we've had enormous success. Loads of people ringing up saying we've got waiting lists. Everybody wants to jump around on trampolines. It's just fantastic.
That's fantastic, isn't it? And in the West Midlands, whereabouts can people do it in the West Midlands? Is there a place they can go? Or
yeah, they're all over the West Midlands. They just need to visit our website and click on the classes, and it'll tell you where they all are.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
and I mean, and do you feel, I mean, there's lots of crazes, isn't there? Let's be honest, with exercise crazes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you feel, what's the difference then, Jenny? Why would people choose boogie bounce as opposed to anybody else?
I think a lot of the disciplines at the moment are very hardcore, and people feel they need to be fit before they go onto these exercise classes. And believe me, there's great disciplines around. But we needed to find an exercise program that people from all walks of life, of all fitness levels, can come along and enjoy and build up very slowly at their own level without having to move up and down, and allowing them just to have their own little space and their own little time and do as much or as little as they want. And I think that's the joy of it, because it attracts everybody from you know, at all fitness levels, basically. Yeah.
And would you say that you would recommend it? For, say, you know, someone who's more mature, would you recommend this bouncing?
Absolutely.
Would that be great for somebody?
Yeah, 50 years old, and I'm bouncing like a frogging it out there. Yeah, so brilliant. It's great. Right, As I say, I've had an 80-year-old on my class, and she just did her own little. And then in the same class, I had an 8-year-old. Who was going for it, and then you get this mixture of people through, and we have this camaraderie as well. Everyone comes to the class, and it's a big social, and everybody enjoys themselves. So it's a bit like going to a disco on a trampoline. So, and you feel born again. It's just lovely. Keeps you youthful.
Absolutely. And I mean, would you recommend all your friends? You've said that, but is there something about this one though that's different than any other class that you've done before? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I've done like all kinds of fitness classes, but you don't have the same atmosphere that you do in Boogie Bounce. I think Boogie Bounce, you just feel like you're your own person. You can do, you know, you don't have to be the best of the best. You can just you take it your own time, and you just have that really fun, friendly atmosphere in there, which I love. So every individual has their own trampoline.
Absolutely, yeah.
No sharing of the trampoline.
No, it's not two on a trampoline.
Gets a bit messy. So how many's in a class then?
It depends on the instructor. If they buy 20 trampolines, obviously you put 20 in. And we've got instructors out there with 30, 40 trampolines. Yeah, so all bouncing around, frogging and stomping and doing their funky
Well, you're
stuff.
going to be showing us a bit later on.
Yeah, we're going to give you some
out, which would be great.
And you were looking good on one as well earlier.
Yes, we had a little trial earlier. We'll show that. We'll show that another day.
I think you should. I really do.
But Jenny, did you feel that it benefited you? Because you said you had an accident, you know. So did you feel that it's really benefited you having this exercise, you know, following your accident?
Saved my life, Monica. It really has. I mean, I was told, you know, it was going to be a struggle to do any further exercise unless I had the reconstruction on my knee. And I've rehabbed my knee completely on the programme.
That's incredible.
So it's slightly different now with the handle. You use the mat as a resistance workout as opposed to using the spring, because people tend to think you're bouncing all over the place, and you don't. You push down, so it's a resistance workout, which has built up all the muscles around my leg to help hold my knee in position, because I've lost the inside ligament completely. And therefore, it's the only form of exercise I can actually do now. And gain the high impact results that you get from it with the low impact on my knee, and I feel fit, healthy, fantastic.
So really, it's saved your life.
It has,
really,
yeah.
hasn't it? Because if
Buzzing.
you know, you could have not been walking,
I
or
know.
you know, walking with
So
a limp.
crutches,
and
yeah.
You look fantastic.
Thank
so
you,
it's
thank
great.
you.
Right, ladies, I've got to see it. So what we're going to do, I'd like to first of all thank you for coming on the show.
No problem.
Absolutely brilliant.
Appreciate
Wonderful to see you. Thank you. And now, if you're ready for this lovely workout, as I think we both are, I'd like to say thank you to all my guests today, Foxy and Guiliano, and Jenny and Emily from Boogie Bounce for joining me. Thank you for watching Cuppa TV. Come back and join us soon. And if you would like to get in touch, you can join us on Facebook or Twitter at Big Centre TV. Or you can email the show and share us your stories. To play us out, the girls are going to Boogie Bounce. Come back and see us soon.
Jump out and hold the floor. Wait a minute. Stop. Fill my cup, put some liquor in it. Take a sip, stand a check. Fill me up. Out and in. Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. We show up, we don't show out. Rocks and pops, they go. The police and the firemen too high. The drain on the timer too high. Say my name, know who I am, too high. Frost singles. Hallelujah. Girls hit hallelujah. Girls hit hallelujah. Cause that tampon don't give it to you. Cause that tampon don't give it to you. Cause that tampon don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. I'm talented. Punch out and pull singles. Back to step again.